Was one of my first political experiences when after the 2016 election, when I actually was seeking out volunteer experiences and how do I get involved. um oh god, David. So David just platformed Nomiki Konst, and this is the reason I'm covering this. I pulled this up because Arturo Carmona was the very first person that I donated money to. I think I sent him like $20. It wasn't like much. It wasn't much. But he was running for one of the special elections in, I think it was the 34th Congressional District in Los Angeles. And he was formerly the Latino Outreach Director for Bernie Sanders' 2016 campaign in Los Angeles. And okay, so let's go over this. So this basically was a hit campaign against him 6 days before the election. He was in the lead and they fucking tanked his campaign 6 days before the election. And Nomiki was a part of this. This is David. This is why I'm giving you crap right now, because oh my god, even like Nomiki and everything that she just gave you on that interview. I might flip to the interview too, because I was just like, oh my god, even. So everything that Nomiki is giving you is that she's an elite. She's trying to really dance around her history. Like she's like going all the way back to fucking Ellis Island. Ellis Island? Are you kidding me? That was like 100 fucking years ago. Oh my god, even. So she's oh wow. Okay, all right. Well, let's cover this first and then I'll jump into David's stuff. Okay. Thank you, Nomiki Konst, for being the first to interview me about this. If you want my side of the story, please watch. Okay, so Masha Mendieta came out with a hit campaign against Arturo Carmona. This was, oh God, probably like 6 to 8 months before the Me Too movement happened, y'all. And when the Me Too movement actually happened, Masha was nowhere to be fucking found. She was gone. She was absolutely gone. And then this hit campaign was used against Bernie again when he ran in 2020. That's right. It fucking circled back. They used it against him. So let's go. This is so crazy.
Hey, Young Turks. I'm Nomi Konst. We are very grateful today to have a special guest, an exclusive on this, actually. You may have heard that there is a race in California right now to replace the congressman from California's 34th district, which is in the LA area. It is a heated primary. There are quite a few people there. It's a special election. There's been a lot of attention on this district because it's one of the first races after the presidential race amidst the revolution. And one of the candidates is a man named Arturo Carmona, who was on the Bernie Sanders campaign. He was the Latino outreach director at one point and then was moved up to the position of deputy political director. And he decided to put his hat in the ring in that district and has been running on the label of Bernie-crat. And he has definitely received a lot of the Bernie support.
By the way, she literally fucking dropped out again on David's interview. I'm sorry, I'm eating some brie cheese and crackers while I'm watching this. She literally just fucking talked about Bernie Kratz again on her. She is one of the people who is trying to capitalize on Bernie's name as a brand. She is. She's trying to capitalize on Bernie's name as a brand.
A lot of small dollar donations from Bernie Kratz. There are others in the race who are also Bernie supporters, but did not work on the campaign. And he's had a lot of endorsements from very well-known unions and political organizations. But in the last 24 hours, things have changed quite a bit. You have had a former Bernie staffer who is joining us today. Her name is Masha Mendieta. She came forward with her story on Medium about sexual harassment on the campaign, and immediately after, several other staffers and surrogates came forward, not just with their personal stories of sexual harassment and financial mismanagement, but also of support for Masha. Full disclosure here, even though I am a TYT reporter for TYT Politics, I was a national surrogate for Bernie Sanders, and I personally had heard many of these stories many months before they came forward. And as often is the case in cases of sexism, it takes one person to stand up for others to stand up as well. So I'm going to read a quick piece before I introduce Masha from her piece in Medium. And
Wait, hold up. You're saying you stood up? You stood up? Did you stand up? Did you actually stand up while the campaign was going on? Or did you just wait to drop this information to tank somebody's chance of winning a congressional seat? Be real with us right here. Did you actually stand up?
the title is The Secret Sexism of Arturo Carmona, Candidate for CD 34 in California. She says, quote, "It seems women are always told to wait their turn for elected office, promotion, a raise, respect rights, even for belief in our word. We criticize Sharia law for not allowing women's testimony without corroboration by a man because women are seen as inherently untrustworthy. But in the American social sphere, are we that different? How often do you catch yourself believing the word of a man over that of a woman when it comes to reputation, recounting of events, stating of the facts in conversation? Do you have the extra nagging doubt?"
By the way, Masha, actually, when this piece ended up getting used against Bernie, Masha regretted that she did it. Okay?
Whenever a woman vocalizes a claim, and then she goes down a little bit further, and she discusses being confronted by one of the staffers for Carmona about some leaks that were about to go forward of sexism. And she says, "I live in Congressional District 34. I'm voting here. We're talking about someone, Arturo Carmona, who would literally represent me. For all of you Bernie-crats in the district who saw the misogyny leaks posts or heard hush rumors but didn't know what to believe, this is..."
Misogyny leaks. Okay, so you guys want to talk about that for a second. They actually fucking created a Twitter account that was entirely directed at Arturo Carmona. And when the Me Too movement happened 8 months later, the account was fucking silent. Can't even.
For you. For all of the burners in my neighborhoods who sweated blood and tears for our campaign because you believed in the integrity and good-heartedness of Bernie's vision, this is for you. It's all true. Masha, thank you so much for first stepping forward. It's always courageous when a woman steps forward and shares their story, but also, coming to TYT and sharing your story with our audience. Obviously, we have a lot of Bernie people who watch, so I figured I'd give you an opportunity to talk about why you came forward, how it happened. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I've always been a huge fan of TYT. And of course, you would cover this when no other mainstream media would. And that's actually how this came about.
Oh my God, even. It was covered in the LA Times. Shut the fuck up. Are you kidding me? Oh, only Nomiki will cover it. It was literally an LA Times article, Masha, for fuck's sake.
One of the things that I do want to address is that, there has been a lot of speculation and kind of claims coming back at me that why did this come out so late in the game? And trust me, that was not my intention. Actually, as soon as he announced in December, because I do live here, I am a resident here in District 34, and I am actually physically voting here. I literally felt sick to my stomach that the man who had made so many of our lives hell during the campaign could actually wind up going and representing.
You waited until 6 days before the election. That's some bullshit.
Me in Congress. Mm-hmm. And starting in December, I tried to get a story out first with the LA Times.
Interesting.
And that was repeatedly delayed. Even though I spoke to them multiple times over the past couple of months, gave them contact information for multiple staffers who wanted to talk, and that never went forward. Finally, I tried to take it to the LA Weekly.
The reason her story couldn't get picked up immediately, if she in fact is telling the truth here, is because she never names who the actual surrogate was in Nevada that actually did the sexual harassment. Her argument against Arturo is that when she reported sexual harassment, he didn't take it seriously. But we have no idea if this is true or not because she won't tell us exactly what happened and she won't tell us who the surrogate was.
They declined. I tried to go to other smaller places. They declined. And finally, actually, Jordan Sheridan's offshoot, Truth Against the Machine, I finally saw they launched, and I was like, oh, maybe they will take it. And they just launched, and so I reached out to them, and they actually immediately responded. They did want to take the story, and they were just so overwhelmed because they just, started up that they couldn't get it out in time. And so
they had claims against them too. Jordan Cheriton literally had like 6 fucking people coming after him with sexual harassment claims. That's hilarious. Okay, go.
It was literally Thursday night, and I was sitting there, and I'm like, the time is ticking, and what do I do? Do I not do anything and just let this slide by? And he has a real chance of making it past the primary. And so I sat down and I wrote that Medium piece. I'd never posted on Medium before. I'd never done anything like that before. And I literally just passed out and I shared it. And I, went to sleep at like 5 a.m. And I woke up the next day at like noon, turned on my phone, and, it just...
Nomiki, this was some of the most petty bullshit that you ever did. Seriously. And you literally hit the chance. You absolutely take the chances of us getting a progressive into Congress. Kenneth Mejia took this, used it, helped an establishment candidate, Jimmy Gomez, get in. Jimmy Gomez ended up getting fucking endorsed by Our Revolution. Basically, this was my earliest introduction to politics, and what you proved to me is that you're all fucking in bed with the establishment. That's what you proved to me.
Had been exploded everywhere, and I never expected that Erica Andiola and Lucy Flores and Juliana DeLauro and later Cynthia Montez, the intern, also came out and made public statements and public support. That was so out of the blue. While I know Erica and Juliana and Cynthia somewhat from back in the day, I don't know Lucy Flores at all. Juliana and Erica live in D.C. now, so I never see them. I barely talk to them.
Also, by doing this, Nomiki, you actually ended up putting me in touch because Nomiki dragged me on Twitter. On my old Twitter account, she dragged me on Twitter when I challenged her over this piece. And because I was speaking out against this Rita Skeeter behavior that she was doing by highlighting, because if you watch this further, I'll drop you the link. If you watch this further, she starts getting really gossipy in it and like saying, yeah, I didn't really like him either. I don't like him either. So she gets really gossipy in this fucking piece. I'll drop you the link on this. And what ended up happening is I was contacted by Trevor Fitzgibbon, who was formerly the PR manager for Edward Snowden, and he did some work for Chelsea Manning. And I've done a couple different interviews with him at this point. And that relationship, that friendship with Trevor resulted because Nomiki did this bullshit. And I was defending Arturo on Twitter. That literally fucking happened because of this. Look, Nomiki, sometimes you have really solid things to say. Like that one fucking video you did where you're like, it's the consultants that are the problem in the party. That was a solid video. But every time that you go out there and you do this sort of bullshit, when you were against force the vote, that was solid. That was solid stuff. But every time you do this where you like prove that you're actually establishment elite, we literally could have had a progressive Democrat in the 34th district, and you helped tank him with a ridiculous smear campaign where y'all won't even fucking name who the surrogate was that supposedly was the sexual harasser. You won't even fucking name the person. So you are letting a man run around who supposedly is a sexual harasser, and none of us know who the fuck it is because you won't say. Yeah, I'm a little heated. I'm gonna have my brie cheese and crackers and enjoy my Christmas.